time we plan this, it's always a snowstorm the weekend before. This time it was the deep freeze, but it's definitely warmed up today. So I'd like to say welcome to the 2025 North Allegheny Distinguished Alumni Gala. My name is Alice Beckett-Rumberger, and I am the co-chair of our gala with Megan DeFrancesco, my partner in crime. So we hope you enjoy this evening, and if you don't, you can blame Larry Richard. Okay. Just kidding. Okay. So to begin our evening, I would like to welcome the North Allegheny Fiddlers, led by Dennis Morton. And to accompany our fiddlers, and one of the big solid reasons that we do what we do is to build community connections, is we'll have our distinguished alumni, young alumni, Katie Grennan, come on up and join and perform. All right, you're on. Thank you. There, yep. Thank you. Thank you. Another round of applause. They're amazing. That's so awesome. So I have been a trustee for the North Allegheny Foundation for a little over 25 years. I can't believe I was bringing my baby, one of my babies, so I'm a mom of 7. So I'm proud of my 5 graduates, excited to have a senior this year and a sophomore. So I am super excited of my children, but this event is so special. We started it in 2018, and it just continues to grow and grow. And working with our nomination committee, our gala committee, we just have amazing students, as you saw right here, and then we have amazing graduates. So I want you to check out the program and see that all of the wonderful activities There's so many. I don't want to stand here all day, and I'm nervous as it is, but there's so many fun and wonderful activities that the North Allegheny Foundation does, including scholarships for our students that tonight we are hoping to move from $1,000 to $2,000. So there is in the book a QR code that you can donate to our scholarship fund. So we have more future distinguished alumni coming. So we're hoping to move from 1,000 to 2,000 for the 5 scholarships we give out. As any event takes many, many volunteers. You know what, I'm gonna stop for 1 minute, I'm sorry. So today's January 23rd, and for just 1 minute, I want to say thank you to my mom and dad who are celebrating their 60th wedding anniversary with us tonight. Sorry, I wanted to give them a little bit of a shout out since we did co-chair here. We have celebrated birthdays and everything here, so, and they are why I'm here. So an event like this takes many volunteers. So I'd like to take a moment to have the North Allegheny Foundation trustees stand up, our alumni nomination committee stand up, and our gala host committee. So if you could please stand now, stand. It wasn't just the two of us. Please stand. Thank you so much. I'd also like to thank our sponsors that are listed. We have annual sponsors and we have the event ad, so please take a moment. We have a lot of proud families here tonight, so welcome. At this time, I would like to introduce Dr. Hyland, the Superintendent of North Allegheny School District, for his opening remarks.
Good evening, everyone. It is truly a privilege to stand before you tonight as the superintendent of the North Allegheny School District. On behalf of our entire school district, I wish to extend a very warm welcome to each and every one of you. This evening is a celebration of excellence, achievement, and the long-lasting legacy of our alumni who have made us proud through their remarkable contributions to their community, their professions, and the world. First and foremost, I want to thank you for taking time to join us for this special event, which has been wonderfully organized by Alice and by Megan. Let's give them a nice round of applause. Thank you both. You know, tonight is about honoring the incredible accomplishments of our distinguished alumni and recognizing the lasting impact they have made in their fields and beyond. Your journeys inspire not only those in this room, but the generations of North Allegheny students who are walking and have walked the same hallways that you did. At North Allegheny, we strive to instill the values of excellence, hard work, and the belief that our students can achieve anything that they set their minds to. Whether it's in education, business, science, medicine, the arts, public services, or other fields, your achievements remind us of the boundless potential that exists when determination and opportunity meet. I would also like to take a moment to express my sincere gratitude to the educators, the mentors, and the families who have supported and nurtured the talents of our alumni along the way. We all know that behind every success story is a network of people who have believed in and supported our students, and your role in shaping their paths cannot be overstated. As I look around the room tonight, I am filled with an overwhelming sense of pride, not just in the accomplishments of our alumni, but also in the enduring strength of the North Allegheny community. Our district continues to grow and evolve, and we remain steadfast in our commitment to fostering an environment where all students can achieve their fullest potential. Your successes are a beacon for our students today and a reminder with dedication and perseverance, they too can reach the stars. Thank you for your achievements, for being a shining example of what it means to be part of the North Allegheny family, and for continuing to carry the spirit of our district wherever life takes you. Tonight, we celebrate you, and we are so proud to call you Tigers for Life and our very own. Enjoy the evening and the celebration of excellence because you richly, richly deserve it. Let's give our great alumni a round of applause.
See, he should do the whole thing. That was so good. Thank you. All right. At this time, I would like to have our Pennsylvania State Representatives, Dr. Arvid Venkat and Mr. Jeremy Schaefer, come up to the podium, as well as our distinguished alumni for the evening. And I'll let these two gentlemen explain what they're presenting. Sure. You guys are both tall. I thought I was tall. What the heck over
Thank you. Thank you. Dr. Venkat and I both represent parts of North Allegheny in the Pennsylvania State House. I represent the communities of Marshall and Bradford Woods, and Dr. Venkat represents McCandless and Franklin Park. And it's a true honor to represent everyone here in North Allegheny. North Allegheny is truly a community of champions, and it's a very highly sought-after community to move into. I was meeting with people in Marshall Township, the township management there, and they were telling me how many developers, whether you like it or not, but want to put new housing developments in Marshall, and the primary reason is because people want to move into this area because of the strong school system that we have here. And it's both on and off the field. I can tell you, my kids go to a neighboring school system, and they participate in swimming, and your swimming and diving team, I don't know how many consecutive state championships you've won, but yes. But North Allegheny is known throughout the state for its achievements on and off the field. So I want to congratulate all of the distinguished alumni for all of your achievements that you've done and for representing North Allegheny so well.
So we're going to have the alumni come up. If you are a distinguished alumni, you know who you are because you've had many emails from me. Come up here.
While you're coming up, I will just add my congratulations to the alumni who are being recognized today. I'm very fortunate to represent McCandless and Franklin Park within the North Allegheny School District. More importantly, I'm married to a North Allegheny alum and have married into a North Allegheny family. And when we moved here to Pittsburgh 17 years ago, I don't think I quite recognized the outstanding nature of the North Allegheny School District. And certainly my colleague Jeremy Schaefer, we get to recognize that excellence on a regular basis. Next Monday, we're going to have the state champion boys water polo, girls volleyball, and boys golf teams in Harrisburg. And to have 51 of our current North Allegheny students filling up the gallery of the State House of Representatives is going to be a sight to see. And my colleagues regularly ask me, and I know they're going to start regularly asking Jeremy, what's North Allegheny and why are they always getting citations and certificates and recognition from the State House of Representatives? And the answer I give is because it's North Allegheny, and that's really the best answer that I can give. And so I sympathize with Jeremy that his kids are at Pine Richland. We know the Tigers are better, but in all seriousness, it is an honor and privilege to be here. Congratulations to the alumni, congratulations to the families, and on behalf of myself and Representative Schaefer, it's our honor to present citations from the State House of Representatives on the excellence that we're recognizing today. So congratulations. Yeah, absolutely. Debbie Chase Vanderbilt. Congratulations. Scott Cunningham. Congratulations. Mark Donovan. I don't think Mr. Donovan's here today, but congratulations. And I guess we can root for the Chiefs this weekend, but we'll see beyond that. Yeah. Katie Grennan. Congratulations. Yeah, wonderful job. Thank you. Karen Hooker. Congratulations. Scott Kaufmill.
So, Scott's dad is going to
Yeah, please. Yep, come on up. Yep.
I'll take it to his dad.
Samir Singh. Congratulations. Michael Talkowski. Congratulations. And the Sorgel family. Congratulations.
We're going to do with you guys just a picture front, and then everyone's going to.
Sure. I'll go to the other side.
There you go. Yes. Yep.
Okay. Right here? Oh.
Okay, it's back to the short person. Here we go. All right. Thank you so much. This is going to be we're going to go through the evening and really learn more and more about our North Allegheny Distinguished Alumni for 2025. And as we do that, I want to introduce right now, because I'm so excited to introduce our MC for the evening, Mr. Larry Richard. He is a 2019 North Allegheny Distinguished Alumni for Community Service. He is also a very good friend of mine and also my favorite KDKA morning radio host. So please tune in. Send him text messages to KDK in the morning. It's wonderful. He's there at, 4 o'clock in the morning? Yes, 4 o'clock. So for you to be here tonight, Larry, we love it. We appreciate it so much. So without further ado, I'm going to give the microphone to
I am always the least of my brothers and sisters in the room, especially tonight, but very honored and appreciative of the accomplishments of our, in my case, it was extinguished alumni, but it's distinguished alumni here tonight. But it also dawned on me when you read through, and I invite you to read through the bios of each of our honorees. It's so impressive, it truly is. And collectively, these are the people making a difference in our world and representing us from North Allegheny. But it also occurred to me that I'm still doing what I did in high school. I started doing morning announcements. Scott knows. And I had a brother that went to Penn State, and I told him, I'm going Ivy League. They said, Clarion is not Ivy League. But there was Ivy all over the Student Union building. But I'm the announcer. I do that for a living. What I should say in a group like this, please rise in honor of America, but we're not doing that. Then I realized someone said, hey, aren't you the voice inside Rivers Casino? I said, actually, I am. Welcome to Rivers Casino. Please attach your wallet to the vacuum hose in the lobby, and good luck. Then they said, well, wait a minute. Aren't you the announcer at Acrisure Stadium for the Steelers? Yes. And I'm very upset I'm losing one of my announcing jobs soon. They're going to eliminate the tram when they open the new airport. This tram stops at gates A, B, C, and D. Little cheat code, there is only one stop. All these years we had you fooled for 32 years. But I auditioned, but I didn't get, the walkway is coming to an end. The walkway is coming to an end. So that said, let's eat. And since we're in Holy Trinity Church, and I actually emceed when they opened this church for the Greeks, so I'm just that guy, a disembodied voice. And somewhere, somehow in this, wherever sound travels, you'll hear me. But I always represent North Allegheny. So I'd like to just say how grateful, and gratitude is such a great way to start a day. I try to do that every day. And then I realized, the bishop asked me once when I got the morning show at KDK, he said, "Larry, how do you like your new job?" I said, "It's brought me closer to God." He said, "Really? How so?" I said, "Well, when the alarm goes off at 3 a.m., the first thing I say is, 'Oh, God.'" And there's nobody else to talk to. There's no text, voicemails, emails. It's just me, the Lord, and the deer. I still live in the area, so I'm dodging them through North Park. So just let me ask for a blessing to those who prepared our meal, those who serve our meal, and to each and every one of you. I feel gratitude for being here tonight. Thank you. Just a couple of quick notes. So each of our awardees, if you'll notice the centerpiece at your table, these were made by students with 3D printers, and each one for each of you has unique photographs from your days at North Allegheny as a memento. So those are really awesome. Alice, the kids did an amazing job. Can they make me a 3D car with heated seats and a steering wheel that heats too? I appreciate that. Yes, so the awardees, please take your centerpiece with you as a memento of tonight. And also on page 5 of the program, there's an opportunity to find out how you can help support the efforts of the North Allegheny Foundation. So it's right on page 5. They even have one of those QR codes there to make it simple for those that are in the know. And now we begin with our first awardee, Excellence in Arts. From the class of 1974, Deborah Chase Vanderbilt awarded a scholarship as the top female art student in her class. She then founded the Pure Art Gallery and Gifts Limited in the Cayman Islands. Smart woman to escape the winters here after graduating magna cum laude from Edinburgh with a Bachelor of Arts in Art, and she was recently recognized by the government of the Cayman Islands as a cultural hero, to give you some idea of what they think of Deborah's work. A member of the American Watercolor Society and the Visual Arts Society of the Cayman Islands, please welcome Deborah Chase Vanderbilt. So Deborah, you get a picture with Alice, and then come on, Megan. And Megan, it just struck Alice and I, you look a little bit like Kate Winslet from Titanic. I'm just saying.
Hello, good evening all. It's really a pleasure to be here. And I do thank the North Allegheny Foundation, and receiving this award as an alumni distinguished in the arts is very special, as I am an artist. As an artist, you're not only doing paintings, but I do work in ink and watercolor. I also work in graphite, and I'm exploring more works in oil. So as an artist, you know, there's always the opportunity to grow and change. I do wanted to note the art historian Terry Smith, because he wrote that contemporary art has these like you can recognize these items present in each artwork. Each artwork would have style, mode, medium, and ideology. And I do agree with that. Art isn't just a pretty picture. A lot of times it really influences society and has historical values. And you can read about my life as an artist, you know, in the write-up, which is much appreciated. But really, you have to really know that my parents did encourage me from a very young age. In Cleveland, I would go to the Cleveland Art Museum, and I was like in 3rd grade. So that was really appreciated. But I think this is a good opportunity to thank all my educators, and it did start at North Allegheny. I really have to say probably the first person to really influence me to be an artist was my art teacher in high school, Mr. Wes Bruderbaugh. And he made an incredible sort of impact in how I approach color and being creative. And it's just so nice today to have, on our 50th reunion, toured the high school, seeing it, our old high school, that it's still active, and to see the art rooms, and that it's just amazing that North Allegheny is supporting future young artists. It's so important to society and just to these individuals. I did continue my education from North Allegheny at Edinburgh, and it was there that I realized that my overall education of North Allegheny was better than I realized, because I was 8 o'clock in the morning in ceramics, bib overalls, covered in clay, and I'd go to my honors English class with sororities and fraternities, dressed to the nines, and they kind of go, well, who's this? And I was one of the 2 people in the class that got an A. The other person was an English major, and he was in the year ahead of me from North Allegheny. So it was kind of at that moment I realized, boy, my overall education is really up to par compared to other people, you know, when it comes to writing and expressing and everything. They did mention briefly that I was an artist in the Cayman Islands, which is a perfect gig. It was just beautiful. And I had a business there, Pure Art Gallery, for over 35 years. And people would come in, it was in a Cayman cottage, and we sold local art as well as my own. And I always think of my art as being like ambassadors for the Cayman Islands, because people purchase them. We'd have people from all over the world, and they'd buy the crafts, the local thatch, the products of the Cayman Islands, and the art. So I don't know if you really think about that, but art is like an ambassador for the country. And my pieces, as it mentions, are in the National Gallery. And that is such an honor, because the National Gallery of the Cayman Islands curates shows. And all of a sudden there'll be another show, say, of Cayman architecture, the history of the Cayman Islands, and my artwork's in it. And I didn't even know my art would be in the show. So being a part of the permanent collection is really valuable, because you do realize that I was just painting and doing my thing, but all these years later, it becomes part of society, and it's really very valuable. So really, in closing, I just, again, thank you. And being a graduate of North Allegheny, I feel like I've come full circle to be back here receiving this award. My only sort of other note is that I'm back at school. I flunked retirement. I moved here to, you know, paint and relax, and I was bored. So I entered, and I was accepted into the Masters of Fine Art program at Edinburgh. So I'm currently probably older than most of my professors, but it's a wonderful experience. I'm learning, I'm experimenting. I have my own studio. I started in September, and really, you know, as an artist, you never stop learning. So I would encourage anyone who, you know, don't just stop because you retire, you know, keep doing things. It's a 3-year program, and I'll graduate with an MFA in studio painting. So that'll be fun. Thank you.
Congratulations, Deborah. Our next awardee is Mark Donovan for Excellence in Business. Mark has an incredible journey. Graduate of 1984, attended Brown University after playing football in North Allegheny, signed and became a captain, quarterback at Brown, was signed by the New York Giants as a free agent, and is completing his 26th season associated with the National Football League, and for the past 5 years, president of the Kansas City Chiefs. And whether you're a Chiefs fan or not, you can't deny the success that they've had, certainly back-to-back Super Bowls, and they're playing for a third if they get through Buffalo this Sunday. He served 2 terms as the founding board chair of the City Year in Kansas City, a graduate of Ohio University and the University of California. Mark is busy, whatever, with this playoff thing this Sunday. So Mark could not be here in person, but he truly wanted to be, and he sent a video message for all of you.
Good evening. It is an honor to be part of the awards this evening. I want to thank the committee for selecting me. I also want to congratulate the other winners for all they do to represent North Allegheny. So many people to thank. Let me start with my parents for sometime in the early 70s deciding to build this little house in Bradford Woods, Pennsylvania, which gave me, my sister, my 2 brothers the opportunity to go through Bradford Woods Elementary to Ingebar Middle School to NA Intermediate, and then finally the ultimate, to go to the senior high school at North Allegheny. I also want to thank all the administrators, the teachers, the folks who really every single day sacrifice to give me and my classmates the opportunity to have a great education. And for any teacher or administrators in the room tonight, I know it's a thankless job. I imagine there are some really tough days. These are the days you should just take a moment and know that people like me really appreciate all that you have done to create the opportunities for all of us. I want to thank my classmates and especially my teammates. I learned so much from all of you. My teammates especially, I learned the importance of hard work and how hard work leads to confidence. Confidence that gives you the ability to overcome obstacles and also to take on new challenges. For the students in the room, dream big. Everything's in front of you. Enjoy. Thank you very much for having me tonight.
Pretty incredible. Probably most of you didn't realize President of the Kansas City Chiefs was a North Allegheny alum. So we'll make sure Mark gets this and whatever other hardware he earns in the next few weeks. We'll see.
Just if you don't follow the North Allegheny Foundation social media, he also granted access on Christmas Eve when the Kansas City Chiefs were here in Pittsburgh, 2 of our students from sports journalists to have the opportunity to see how this team comes in. He sat for an hour with them, with our 2 students, our teacher who's sitting in the back of the room working super hard videoing this. And it was real special because everybody came together, on Christmas Eve to be here. Of course, we said go Steelers and didn't give him a terrible towel, but he did give the kids a hat and us Kansas City Chiefs pins, so, which we will wear sometimes. But it's so nice that from far away, and he said he would be here tonight if they didn't get to where they're going, but that's where they're going, and we're here, so thank you. So I want to give that out. So to watch the interview is about half an hour, and it's on the North Allegheny website. It's awesome.
Thank you, Alice. Our next distinguished alumni, Excellence in Community Service, a classmate from 1976, Scott Cunningham. Scott, born and raised in the area in Franklin Park, and when you look at his resume, it's so incredibly impressive. From Penn State, Carnegie Mellon University, University of Pittsburgh Law, served our country 4 years active duty in the United States Air Force, then 19 additional years in the Air Force Reserve, and he knows money. And that's why we like Scott very much. And that's why if you need money, go see Scott after this evening. He served on so many boards, Board of Trustees, the Baptist Homes, the NA School Board, President of the Western Pennsylvania School for the Blind Foundation. And over my career, we've crossed paths many times because in his world, he has supported so many worthy charities. So it's such a special honor for me to welcome Excellence in Community Service, distinguished alumni, Scott Cunningham.
Well, thank you, Larry. Thank you, everyone. As Larry mentioned, I grew up in Franklin Park Borough, and I attended the Franklin School. Now, back then, Franklin Park was home to farmers and factory workers, not doctors and lawyers like today. And we who were students in Franklin School, we may have been a scruffy bunch, but we had this wonderful group of devoted teachers, women mostly, graduates of Pennsylvania's normal schools, state teachers' colleges, and they put all their professional energies into us. And we learned to read, and we did arithmetic and spelling, and we had music, and we had art. And those teachers probably had no idea whatever happened to us, and they maybe hoped for the best. But I'd like to thank each and every one of them, because it wasn't just me. There were 6 of us Cunningham kids who went through Franklin School in North Allegheny. And so my first role models for service were, of course, my teachers, but it was also my family. My mother and dad devoted themselves to the Christian ministry, and my mother devoted herself to a life of teaching and caregiving. My brothers and sisters, all North Allegheny graduates, all have devoted their lives, their professional lives, also to helping professions in service. I'll introduce them. My brother Bob, class of 62. My sister Margaret, class of 65, editor of the North Star. My brother Larry, class of 67, drum major, North Allegheny Tiger Band. My sister Jenny, class of 68, she was inspired by Miss Beisel as her business teacher. My brother Lance, class of 72, cited many inspiring teachers, but was an inspiration to me to go into professions. Now, I'd like to say that my family and my school were wonderful influences, but here's the people who really led me into community service, and that was the moms and the dads of North Allegheny who volunteered. My first Sunday school teacher, my Cub Scout den leaders, Mrs. Shoring and Mrs. Shoring, my Pony League baseball coaches, my church youth group leaders, all volunteers. Why? But they did. And why do I volunteer? Well, I'd like to say it's because I give so much, but ladies and gentlemen, I get so much. Let me introduce you to the Western Pennsylvania School for Blind Children, and we have the superintendent here with us tonight as well as many of the board members. North Allegheny is a wonderful school when it comes to special education, and many of our students have special needs, including blindness. You'd think in the 21st century that we wouldn't have that anymore, but we still have some youth who are born with eye blindness, others perhaps with blindness because of the brain. But they need education and instruction and enrichment and nutrition and nurturing. And we have this wonderful institution that North Allegheny supports called the Western Pennsylvania School for Blind Children. But here's the real benefit. With the students who are enrolled there, the families have hope, the families have structure, and we just have a much better and broader North Allegheny community. So I say thank you to those teachers at Franklin School. I say thank you to my family. But I say thank you for the opportunity to serve, and thank you for this honor. Good night.
Come on, Alice. It's photo time. Thank you, Scott, and again, thank you for your service to our country, first and foremost. And we appreciate all the men and women who serve and their families, who also sacrifice, which gives me an opportunity of any veterans present. Stand if you're able to. We'd like to recognize you for your service. So any veterans here tonight, please stand and thank you. Thank you. While we're talking about North Allegheny and high school, I don't think there's any career that's more important than education, which, as you see, the fruits of that labor here represented tonight. Excellence in education, Dr. Karen Hooker, Emerita Professor, was the Peterson Chair in Gerontology and Family Studies and Professor in the School of Social and Behavioral Health Studies at Oregon State University. How did you get so far from NA? She founded and the inaugural director of the Center for Healthy Aging Research at OSU, has published over 100 peer-reviewed articles in scientific journals, and has dedicated her life to make the aging process better than ever for everyone, and has served in leadership roles in multiple organizations. So please welcome distinguished alumni for excellence in education, Dr. Karen Hooker.
Oh my goodness, what a wonderful event this is. I had no idea. Thank you to everyone who helped put this on. It's just, I'm just blown away. Well, I want to say I am really deeply honored by this award, and I wanted to thank Dr. Rob Potter, who is himself an NI Distinguished Alumni, for nominating me. Thank you, Rob. And also my very good friends, Susan, Frazer, and Nora, who also supported it. You know, I am from Oregon, as you just pointed out. It's a far way away, a little bit far. And I was just back here for my 50th high school reunion in late September. But when I learned that I won this award, there was absolutely no question that I would come back to accept it in person. Of course, I did not know it was going to be -4 degrees when I got here last night. No, I'm so happy to be back here, I have to say. Our family had very strong NA school connections. My two younger brothers, I don't know, maybe some people here knew one or both of them, Tom and Dan went through the NA school system. They both played basketball. Tom played baseball, and Dan was a soccer player. My mom, Judy Hooker, was a second grade teacher at Hosack Elementary, and she loved her students and colleagues so very much. It really touches my heart. She was a great role model for resilience. As she didn't go back to college. She went 2 years, then dropped out to get married, have kids, et cetera. She went back to college at age 40 to finish her degree, and she just would have been so proud of me getting this award. I am just so honored. Honestly, my fondest memories of North Allegheny were with time with my friends, and those friendships have been long-lasting. I was on swim team, a cheerleader, and was part of the group that initiated the Environmental Action Club back in the 1970s. Woohoo! Our backpacking trips to wilderness areas in West Virginia were epic, I will just say. I had many excellent teachers everywhere in North Allegheny. Just the teaching was so amazing. It still is, I'm sure. But the one that I remember probably the most is Penny Smith. She taught humanities. She was kind of zany. If anybody took her classes, we had a week of Dante's Inferno in the winter that we would all dress up and go, and she just made classes really fun. And importantly for me, she vastly improved my writing skills, and that's benefited me throughout my career. Now, I did well academically at NA, but I was not at the top of my class, I have to say. I was a late bloomer. I wasn't even thinking about graduate school probably till the end of my junior year of college. I followed my love of psychology, which led me to getting many degrees and credentials, and I finally had my first academic job at Syracuse University, and I stayed there 7 years earning tenure and then I got recruited to the West Coast, Oregon State University, where I was the director of the gerontology program and eventually founded the Center for Healthy Aging Research there. Now, back when I started professionally about 40 years ago, nobody was studying aging. You know, what is that? Gerontology, what does that even mean? People thought you kind of stopped developing after you became 21, a young adult, right? So I was really lucky to be, I think, in the vanguard of the study of aging as a science. So I'm most well known for my research on Alzheimer's disease and Parkinson's disease caregivers, and how becoming a parent affects people, how retirement and bereavement, and the running theme through all these types of studies that I did was that there are times of transitions. We all have transitions in our lives that are just so important. Times when we're really more open to opportunities for change, and these changes affect our life, our personal patterns, our social support systems, and everything like that, and really shapes our well-being. And looking back at my time at NA and how it has shaped my career, I followed my assignment. NA had great community, and it certainly still does today, it seems like. It's a large public school system. At least when I was there were students from all types of backgrounds, which has been alluded to here. But I think we truly could all find a place where we really belonged. That sense of camaraderie is something not to be taken lightly. It has to really be nurtured. And I tried to do that throughout my career in the classes that I taught and also in my research laboratories. I included undergraduate students as well as graduate students. I gave them all opportunities to change and grow and develop. And I follow them throughout. You know, I'm still in touch with a lot of them, and I really delight in all their achievements. And we're still in touch. I recently won a national award for mentorship, which I treasure, as it signifies that I was able to create community, that NA sense of community, which in my view is an essential building block for educating, developing professionals who can be creative and carve their own path. As educators, I think that's what we want to do, help people become their best selves, help them create their own path. So to wrap up, I have to say I would not be where I am today without the amazing support of my husband, Ken Preventure, who's here tonight. Thank you, Ken. And a huge, huge thank you to the North Allegheny Schools Foundation for naming me as one of your distinguished alumni. It's a signature honor for which I will forever be proud. So thank you so much.
Thank you, ladies. And again, congratulations, Doctor. Our next awardee for excellence in government is Scott Kaufmel, a Foreign Service Officer for the U.S. Department of State. He joined the State Department as diplomat in 2006, served overseas in Indonesia, South Mexico, and Pakistan, Burma, and Turkey. Currently, he's the Deputy Political Counselor to the U.S. Embassy in Turkey. He also worked State Department headquarters in Washington, including an assignment as director on the White House National Security Council. After he graduated from North Allegheny in 1999, he earned his bachelor's degree in international political economy at Juniata College, where he also played volleyball. He earned a master's degree in public policy from Harvard's Kennedy School of Government and a PhD from the London School of Economics. Scott is currently serving our country in Turkey, here to accept on his behalf his cousin, David Harlan. For excellence in government, Scott Kaufmel.
Good evening. My name is David Harlan, and I'm Scott's cousin. And I'm a sixth grade teacher, and I'm changing the intro right now because every year I tell this story to my sixth graders about Scott. And when he was little, he was just pure passion, pure intensity. And he would stick his fingers in my mouth, and I told him if he did it again, I was going to bite him. And I tell this story about Scott in this violent rage of him coming after me and wanting to bite me out of revenge. And so I told my kids tonight, I'm a little nervous. I'm going to give a speech. And I said, it's from my cousin Scott. And they all said, oh, the I'm going to bite him guy. Scott is more than a cousin. He's the closest thing in this world to a brother that I have. And when my uncle Eric Kaufmel asked if I would read his speech tonight, I said I'd love to. With that, I'll begin. Hello. Thank you very much for this award. I'm sorry that I am not able to attend this evening. I'm currently living in Ankara, Turkey, working at our embassy. It's hard to overstate the importance of North Allegheny in my life. From kindergarten to senior year, North Allegheny was my home. From Peebles to Carson to NAI to the high school. The classes and academic rigor are clear. Perhaps what set North Allegheny apart for me is everything else. The athletics, the extracurricular activities, the service, the countless opportunities for North Allegheny students. In grad school, a Navy SEAL friend told me, "Scott, don't let classes get in the way of a good education." I never did. From North Allegheny onwards, I lived that advice. As just one example, volleyball. And people like Mr. Miller and his son Brian taught me more about leadership than any class I ever attended. And I really benefited from Mrs. Call's leadership classes. For me, the most compelling part of my work is the service. It's an honor to serve our country. No, it's not exactly like the show The Diplomat on Netflix. And no, I actually do not really like to go to cocktail parties or receptions. I do enjoy representing our country and finding ways to advance U.S. interests around the world. Most of that time is spent getting to know people in other countries, writing reports, working internally to develop policy ideas, negotiating policy proposals from foreign governments, and just handling the day-to-day tasks of diplomacy. There are exciting parts. I have attended meetings in the Oval Office. I've flown on Air Force One. I've chaired meetings in the White House Situation Room. I've met world leaders. In the end, that's just part of the job. In returning to North Allegheny, I don't think I had much of a clue about what a diplomat did or that I could be one. I did not have a passport into college, but North Allegheny prepared me. This community instilled in me the importance of learning, the importance of service, the importance of challenging yourself, and through service, whether that's government service, being a teacher, being a nurse, being a pastor, we are part of something larger than ourselves. I'm honored to serve our country and thank North Allegheny and the entire community for the countless ways that you have prepared me to carry out this service. Thank you.
I am going to mention, because I've done this for a long time, that Scott's dad is also a distinguished alumni, not a distinguished alumni, but a spirit of North Allegheny. So somebody's family who has spent a lot of time giving back to North Allegheny. So we have a father-son awardee. That's real special to us, too. So I don't know why he didn't want to talk, but...
Thank you, Alice. Once again, I invite you, when you get a chance, to really take a look at the resumes or bios of each of our awardees. They're pretty incredible, including Excellence in Medicine, Dr. Samir Singh, board-certified oral and maxillofacial surgeon, member of the prestigious American College of Surgeons, and a proud University of Pittsburgh graduate, too, in neuroscience. And also, from the class of 2004, served on the executive board of Every Child, Inc., and president of the University of Pittsburgh School of Dental Medicine Alumni Board, and went to specialty training at Virginia Commonwealth University Medical Center. And take a look at what this doctor, this North Allegheny grad, has done. It's so amazing and really impressive. So please welcome, for his excellence in medicine, distinguished alumni, Dr. Samir Singh.
Good evening, everyone. It's a tremendous honor to stand here before you today to accept the North Allegheny Distinguished Alumni Award in Medicine. When I first received the news, I was humbled by the recognition and deeply moved to be part of such an esteemed group of alumni. To be celebrated by this wonderful community that helped me shape my path is something I'll always cherish. I'd like to begin by thanking the North Allegheny School District for fostering an environment that nurtured curiosity, resilience, and a love for learning. The teachers, the mentors, and the staff here instilled in me the values and skills that have stayed with me throughout my career. I think fondly back to my time at North Allegheny Senior High School with Dr. Butterini, who frequently reminded us that we were all VIPs, very important, powerful people. And we had the world at our fingertips. Armed with that confidence, I was aptly suited to take on the challenges of life. The lesson I learned in these halls went far beyond the textbooks. This is where I first understood the power of collaboration, hard work, and empathy. I'd like to propose a toast to the real heroes, the educators who helped mold the lives of countless students. It also helped me successfully propose to my wife, singing her favorite song and playing guitar. A big thank you to Mr. and Mrs. Pontier. None of this would have been possible without the unwavering support of my family. To my wife, Suzanne, thank you for your love, patience, and encouragement through the many long nights in the operating room, which sometimes turned into long days. You have been my rock through the ups and downs, and thank you for taking call with me throughout all hours of the day and the night. This award is as much yours as it is mine. To my parents who sacrificed everything for my sister and I, you set a brilliant example for us about the importance of hard work, perseverance, and never giving up on your dreams. Thank you. To my sister, Supriya, my fiercest protector and my best friend, thank you for always believing in me and picking up anytime I fell down. It was always tough being the little brother in your shadow. To my beautiful children, Dave and Leah, we're excited for what your future holds as future NA Tigers. I hope that I can continue to set a good example for you and always make you proud. Medicine and dentistry demands constant learning, humility, and compassion. Throughout my career, I've been privileged to work alongside brilliant colleagues and serve countless patients, especially Tigers in the community. Each of whom have taught me something profound about the human condition. It is the privilege of healing, even in small ways, that has made this profession so rewarding. The challenges we face in medicine are great, but the impact we get to have on people's lives is even greater. I've been fortunate to witness firsthand the resilience of patients, the dedication of healthcare professionals, and the power of compassionate care. This work has been continually reaffirmed. This work has continuously reaffirmed why I chose this field many years ago. As I accept this award, I do so not for myself, but as a representative of everyone who has helped me along the way. I hope this recognition inspires others, especially the next generation of students, to follow their passions, be kind, and pursue excellence no matter what obstacles you may face. Thank you once again to the North Allegheny Foundation for this incredible honor. I'm deeply grateful and will carry this recognition with me as I continue my work in medicine. I assure you that my work in the community has only just begun. And before I finish, I just have one small ask of the foundation. When you publish this, can you include me as a young alumni? Maybe? Okay. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yes, doctor, you're right on the bubble of young professional still, so you're good to go. Our next distinguished alumni awardee from Excellence in Science and Technology is really amazing. Dr. Michael Telkowski is the director of the Center for Genomic Medicine at Massachusetts General Hospital, professor of neurology at Harvard Medical School, and an institute member of the Broad Institute of MIT and Harvard. Other than that, Doc, what are you doing? This is so amazing and impressive. He leads a molecular and computational genomics research program, Harvard Medical School and the Broad Institute, that's focused on the discovery and characterization of genetic variation in human disease. He's one of those people, once in a lifetime people you may meet, that can literally change the world. As a professor of neurology at Harvard Medical School, he also leads a consortia seeking to define the genes that underlie autism and Mendelian disorders and complex disease. Right now, he currently mentors 45 other scientists at all career stages in his research group and is a faculty member in the Harvard Biological and Biomedical Sciences. And it's an incredible resume, Doc. I'm glad you represent North Allegheny. Please welcome, for excellence in science and technology, Dr. Michael Telkowski.
Thank you very much. The last one of a banquet at the alumni dinner. I will do my best. So I'll quickly tell a story of how I got to where I am. I came up always fascinated by questions of the brain and development and evolution and history, and these impossible questions that have always interested me. I had no idea that one could make a career out of that in fact there was a path by which one could ask their own questions and answer them and make a career doing this. And I think because of that, this all has been such a wonderful journey. Every step of the way, I just feel so blessed to do what I do. And I would like to sort of explain how I got there. So because of the discoveries we've made and the activities we do, I get this chance to go all around the world and talk to students and other faculty and company leaders about what it is to have a life where you focus on novel discovery and innovation. And I'm constantly asked what that takes. How do you get to that point? And I'm asked by these students who all they aspire to is this type of a career, and it is a career I didn't even know existed. And I always sort of say the same three things. One, intellectual curiosity and incredible intellectual flexibility to meet people where they are, meet the data where it is, and try to see the world through the eyes of the people that came before you. The second is humility at all times, being humble and being able to see the data and understand the world and understand what has been found before you so that you can advance that to the next step. And I think the third is this incredible willingness to fail over and over and over again. And that's what I want to really focus on here is that humility and how we found it here in North Allegheny. Of course, as somebody in education, it starts with our teachers. And you have those aspirational teachers. We had Mr. Will, who found out about my love of psychology, and he used to take us to the state hospital. And then, in fact, one Saturday, I went to Western Psych with him and saw schizophrenia patients in the emergency room. And 20 years later, I ended up making the first discovery that I had ever made in schizophrenia in the laboratories right above the emergency room there at Western Psych. There was Mrs. Then, my biology teacher, who always encouraged us to move to the next step. There was sort of these challenging teachers, Mr. Demchek in English, and kept pushing me even though I had no interest, and I ended up becoming a writer for life. But then I think there's more individual education that we get. Coach Rankin, Mike, you're a smart kid. You can skip this next class and watch movies. And so we sat there and would watch film together during class. But there were these other aspirational ones. Again, Mrs. Then, I remember, called me up to her desk in biology class, and I thought that she was going to give me this wonderful career advice. She actually walked through who I should invite to the 9th grade dance. And it was amazing because one of my buddies here is now dating her. And so I would actually, I think that it has been an incredible experience, and that humility not only comes from the teachers and what they taught us, but from this room. And I think that those are the people that I really want to start with and thank, and let you all understand exactly what this experience was. So I'm going to start here with my friends, Chris and Steve and Beggs and Drew and Nudie over here. We have been friends since 8th grade. Been best friends since 8th grade here at North Allegheny. We were in each other's weddings. Some flew in today to be here. We have been supporting each other ever since the beginning. And one would think that that is an incredible and supportive relationship among us. It is not. They have spent the last 30 years tearing each other apart and tearing me down and humiliating me every step of the way, and each other. And it teaches us exactly what we need to do as we move forward. The second is this table. Of my 9 absolute favorite people in the world, the 9 children, my 3 children, Alexa with her silent glow, Noah with his not at all silent glow. The 3 kids who really want to shout out right now, Sean Leckie, Nathan Leckie, Sam Leckie, and Kira Scott and Mason Scott. They're my favorite people, along with my son, who's at home with mono right now back in Boston, and my wife. My sisters and my brothers, who have been there to support me every step of the way. They have been my best friends. They have always, always, always stood behind me, and they taught me what selflessness was on day one. And then my parents. As we all know, these alumni awards are really just about our parents. And from the streets of Oakland to a town in Sertraloli, Italy, my mother migrated here. My father came up from Oakland, and they gave us everything we needed. And the 15 of us are certainly their legacy. But for this group, I think I just want to say that you really never know when the influence of those teachers that you had in this school ends. You know, a teacher's influence is really infinite. It goes on from generation to generation. And for me, I really got my start here, and it's been an amazing experience. And this is how I came about where I am, from Western Psych and Mr. Will's psychology class to somebody who studies the genes that cause autism and abnormal fetal development and trying to understand the behavior of humans. And I've been so blessed to be able to do it, and I want to thank all of you for this award.
Once again, congratulations, Doctor. Outstanding. So every year, the foundation recognizes a family. Everybody who's ever gone to North Allegheny knows this family. The spirit of North Allegheny family is the Sorgels. What an incredible story. Sorgel family has several family members, 5th, 6th generations of proud North Allegheny alumni, 4 members of the 7th generation as current NA students, 1 family member is a teacher in the district. The Sorgel family supports so many of what North Allegheny does in so many ways, and we support them. And I know that my grandson worked at Sorgel. If you go and look, ask Randy if you can see the wall, and this is the Wall of Fame, and all the young people that the Sorgel family has helped give them their start in the real world, working in a business. It's absolutely extraordinary. The tree is literally blossoming with tremendous success. So please welcome, representing the Sorgel family, Eric Voll.
Good evening. You made me follow the good doctors, and that's a big act to follow. My name is Eric Voll. My mom is the only daughter of the Sorgels, so and my dad has actually worked with my mom's side of the family his entire life since he was 12 years old. But that's where the last name Voll comes from. And on behalf of my family, as well as the entire staff that we have, I'd like to thank you for selecting us to receive the Spirit of NA Award. We have been farming in the community for 175 years. I'm a member of the 6th generation of the Sorgel family, as is my wife, my sister Katie, my brother Adam, his wife Nicole, she's a teacher at Marshall, my cousin Cameron, my cousin Amy, and then my uncle Randy is here. He represents the 5th generation back there. My son Ethan is a sophomore at NAI. Daughter Abby is an 8th grader at Carson. They're the members of the 7th generation, and they work in the business. And Amy has 3 children that are in the district, but just aren't quite old enough. But whenever they're there, you know they're there. So our kids wanted to come tonight, but then we felt like we'd have to bring all of the other North Allegheny students that we work with as well, so we just decided to leave everybody at home. So our family business simply would not exist if it were not for this incredible community that we are all fortunate to be a part of. We employ approximately 225 community members at our peak time, of which more than half of them are students. North Allegheny students make up much of that number, and we could not be any more proud of our students than we are. They are all energetic, positive, proactive, kind, intelligent, and hardworking. The thing is, those traits don't just happen. They are learned. They're learned at home. They're learned at church. Hopefully they're learned at work, but mostly I would argue they are learned at school. The North Allegheny District prepares students for life in ways that many other districts do not and cannot. And we have representation at our business of at least 12 different school districts, and I can tell who the North Allegheny students are. The opportunity, the care, and the guidance provided to these students by the district, by the administration, and the teachers. Personal shout out to Dr. Shute at McKnight, Dr. Ewing at Carson, and Mr. Heckman at Marshall. They're just an incredible blessing to all. Not just a blessing to the students and to their families, they are a blessing to the community. And that is why we are so proud to support the North Allegheny School District in as many ways as we do. Through the arts, through music, athletics, special education programs, numerous clubs and organizations, including this one, the North Allegheny Foundation. Amy and I each served 6 years on the board in the past, and we know firsthand about the effort, the love, and the passion that is poured into helping make a difference in an already incredible district. For that, we'd like to thank each trustee for the time and effort that you commit to our schools to make it that much better. So we look forward to continue to learn, to grow, and to work together for the betterment of our community. And thank you again for the honor we received tonight.
I think it's fair to say almost everyone that's graduated from North Allegheny graduated with a Sorgel in some way, shape, or form. For me, it was Kurt Sorgel. I don't know where he falls in the tree, but the Sorgel family is as good as it gets, and we're very fortunate to have them. 175 years of excellence. Congratulations. Some of the Sorgels I don't recognize without your hat. And finally, outstanding young professional, distinguished alumni, pretty incredible musical talent, Katie Grennan. Class of 2006, bachelor's degrees in accountancy and psychology from the University of Notre Dame, the Fighting Irish. Master's in Arts Management from Carnegie Mellon University. Executive Director of Sharing Notes, a Chicago-based nonprofit. Recognized recently as the Female Musician of the Year by the Chicago-based radio program Ireland Tonight for her contributions to the music scene, and known internationally as the lead fiddle player for the renowned Irish band Gaelic Storm. Please welcome young professional, distinguished alumni, Katie Grennan.
Good evening. I am truly honored to be named as this year's North Allegheny School District's Distinguished Young Alumni. I am so grateful for the amazing education I received at NA. As it's been made clear tonight, after hearing everyone's inspiring stories, NA doesn't just offer a well-rounded, world-class education to students. It sets them up for success in life. As NA Tigers, we really did pack in so much into one day, from deciphering equations in physics, to translating the Aeneid from Latin, to swimming laps in that nearly Olympic-sized pool at Nash, and playing orchestral pieces from start to finish, and that was all just before our 11:30 a.m. lunch break. Since graduating from North Allegheny, my journey has been one deeply rooted in music. I've had the privilege of serving as an arts administrator, performing and touring as a musician, and teaching fiddle and Irish dance to children of all ages. Currently, I serve as the executive director of Sharing Notes, a Chicago-based nonprofit that organizes over 100 musicians to bring live performances to hospitals around the city and surrounding areas year-round. Together, we reach over about 3,000 patients, family members, and hospital staff each year, offering moments of joy and connection to those recovering from surgery or undergoing treatment for chronic illnesses. I can say without hesitation that the strong music program and education I received at North Allegheny played a pivotal role in shaping the rewarding career that I have today. From middle school through high school, I benefited from an exceptional program that instilled in me not only the technical skills, but a deep appreciation for collaboration and power of music to uplift others. The leadership and teaching staff at North Allegheny were nothing short of inspiring. I'll never forget Dr. Bonarini's contagious energy and encouraging words, already mentioned tonight, during morning announcements, or how he would often be present in the lobby, setting the tone for a supportive and engaged school environment. The teachers at NA struck a remarkable balance, challenging us academically while also equipping us with the essential life skills such as time management, teamwork, and a strong work ethic, all while making the experience enjoyable. These are lessons that I now strive to pass on to the young musicians and dancers that I work with. After a decade after graduating, I found myself stepping on stage as the new fiddle player for the Celtic rock band Gaelic Storm, best known for their appearance in the movie Titanic. My bandmates warned me that it might feel a little strange to walk around on stage while playing, something most musicians aren't accustomed to. Little did they know that I had received years of training as part of NA's unconventional and liberating Sterling Strings program, where our entire orchestra would perform for events around Pittsburgh, unleashed and on foot. I'm so thankful to my parents for working so hard to give my brother and me the opportunity to grow up in Wexford and to attend North Allegheny, and for supporting us during every step along the way. And of course, I'm deeply grateful to the terrific teachers who poured so much time and energy into us every single day at school. Thank you so much to Dennis Morton, who heads up the NA Fiddlers Club, for inviting me to join your fantastic group this evening. And finally, a huge thank you to Alice and the rest of the committee for this wonderful honor and for organizing such a fabulous event. Congratulations to my fellow awardees this evening, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your night. Thank you.
Again, congratulations to our distinguished alumni. Your achievements and contributions really serve as an inspiration for current students and other alumni too, like all of us present here tonight. If you take your program with you, page 5, the funded scholarships include Excellence in Academics, the Arts, Leadership, Service, and Extra Effort Scholarship, anything you can do to help us advance that would be greatly appreciated. And we'll ask all our awardees to come back up one more time. And don't forget to take your centerpiece. So come on up, Doc. Come on up, Doc. Come on up, Scott. Come on up. And now the AccuWeather forecast. We're going to drop to 10 degrees tonight. Little light snow, especially north of the city. Then over the weekend, a slight warm-up where we will go above freezing, maybe by a degree or two Saturday and Sunday before we start going the other way. It snowed 21 straight days in 2025. The only exception was yesterday, and snow's on the way tonight. So don't exceed the speed limit, but when you leave, make sure you drive directly home. I'll be getting up at 3 in case anyone has to get up and go to the bathroom. You can tune into KDK Radio, and I'll give the morning announcements like I've been doing for half a century. Thank you for your support. Congratulations. You have your Spirit Rally Towel for our distinguished alumni. Congratulations. Have a great night, great weekend.